Don't eat that. The shout cut through the quiet dining hall like a crack of thunder. Every conversation stopped. Forks froze mid-air. Even the soft piano music seemed to fade as all eyes turned toward the small, trembling girl standing near the massive glass doors. She couldn't have been more than 14. Her clothes were simple, her shoes worn, her long hair tied back with a thin ribbon. Her chest rose and fell quickly as if she had just run a long distance, and in front of her, holding a silver fork with a piece of chocolate dessert on it, stood one of the richest men in the city, a billionaire businessman, Mr. Raymond Hale. His fork paused inches from his mouth. "What did you just say?" he asked slowly, his deep voice echoing in the room. The girl swallowed hard. Her eyes darted to the uniformed guards, to the sharply dressed guests, and then back to Mr. Hale. Her hands were shaking, but she didn't step back. I said, "Please don't eat that, sir." A nervous murmur spread through the guests. Who was this girl? How did she get in? And why would she dare speak to him like that? Mr. Hale slowly lowered his fork. "And why," he said calmly, "should I not eat my own dessert?" The girl took a deep breath. Because it isn't safe." The room fell into stunned silence. Before we continue, take a moment to think, would you have had the courage to speak up in a room full of powerful people like this? If you admire bravery, kindness, and stories that remind us what really matters, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this can change the way we see the world. And now back to the moment that left everyone breathless. The girl's name was Lena. She was the daughter of a housemaid who had worked in the Hale mansion for nearly 10 years. Lena often waited in a small side room after school while her mother finished cleaning. She had grown up quietly watching the wealthy world from the shadows, learning which rooms to avoid, when to keep her eyes down, and how to stay invisible. But today, something had gone terribly wrong. Earlier that afternoon, Lena had wandered into the kitchen looking for her mother. She saw one of the new catering assistants nervously pouring a clear liquid into a tray of desserts meant for the evening's important charity dinner. When Lena asked what it was, the assistant jumped and said it was just flavoring, then rushed away. But Lena had seen enough cooking in her life to know that wasn't flavoring. She felt uneasy, but she was just a maid's daughter. Who would listen to her? So she stayed quiet until she walked into the dining hall and saw Mr. Hale lifting the exact dessert she had seen prepared. Her heart started pounding. She imagined her mother's tired smile. She imagined all the kind things Mr. Hale had done for the city, funding schools, hospitals, shelters. She imagined what would happen if something went wrong, and suddenly, staying invisible didn't matter anymore. So she ran, and she shouted in now. Standing in the spotlight of a room full of powerful people, Lena felt every ounce of fear catch up to her. Mr. Hale studied her face, the panic in her eyes, the honesty in her voice. "Who are you?" he asked gently. "My name is Lena, sir. My mother cleans the West Wing." One of the guards stepped forward. "Sir, she shouldn't be." Mr. Hale raised a hand to stop him. "Let her speak," he said. Lena swallowed again. "I saw someone put something into that dessert earlier. It didn't look right. And I was scared, but I didn't want to say anything. But I couldn't just watch you eat it." The guests whispered louder now. Some looked annoyed. Others looked worried. Mr. Hale slowly placed the fork down and turned to the head of security. "Have this dessert tested. Now." Within minutes, the room was buzzing with tension. Lena stood frozen, afraid she had done something wrong, afraid she had embarrassed her mother, afraid she might be sent away forever. She felt a gentle hand on her shoulder. "It was Mr. Hale. You did the right thing," he said quietly. Tears welled up in Lena's eyes. "I was scared," she whispered. "So am I sometimes," he replied. "But courage is doing what's right even when you're scared." Not long after, the results came back. The dessert had indeed been tampered with. The entire room fell silent. Mr. Hale closed his eyes for a moment, taking a slow breath. Then he looked at Lena again, his expression no longer surprised, but deeply moved. "You may have saved my life," he said. Lena's knees almost gave out that night. The event was cancelled, security was tightened, and Lena's mother was called into Mr. Hale's office, terrified she might lose her job. Instead, she was thanked, and Lena was offered something she never expected. Mr. Hale personally arranged a full scholarship for her education, from school all the way to university. But more than that, he invited her to speak at the charity foundation about courage, honesty, and standing up even when your voice shakes. Months passed. Lena grew more confident. Her grades improved. Her dreams became bigger. And every time she felt afraid, she remembered that moment in the dining hall, the moment she chose to speak. And Mr. Hale, he often said that the bravest person he had ever met wasn't a business rival or a powerful leader, it was a young girl who dared to shout, "Don't eat that." Because sometimes, the smallest voices carry the greatest power. So remember this: you don't have to be rich, famous, or important to make a difference. You just have to be brave enough to care. If this story touched your heart, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because the world needs more stories that remind us that courage can come from anyone, even the quiet ones standing in the shadows.